I hope you are all well, doing well, and sometimes we know what we know, and we can't do anything about it. Sometimes we just know the sky is blue, the cloud is hanging over. So today is a beautiful day. It's a really nice weather, sun shine, and I woke up very early this morning. So, what's up? What's to say? Been working on this issue with empowerment. It's important, and I wanted to make the best so I can apply for some kind of program regarding the empowerment within the psychiatric care. You have heard enough of this. This is too much already. But I like to talk about important stuff, and people, I don't know whether I'm normal or not, talking about the issues I have been talking about. I don't know. It can be hard sometimes that you never know for real. The reality is void. And I wonder if people can live with themselves. That's how I go along here. How can people live with themselves, knowing how they are? Even me, I have a hard time living with myself. But it takes a man to do the life. To see what's mattered, to see what's important in life. It's not easy. It's easier said than done. Life can be complicated, and maybe people do some work, decent work. People do some science and labor, just in order to get rid of those thoughts that is bugging the mind. What is it all for? What is it all about? Come to think of time and all this kind of stuff that maybe is just a confusion of a major degree. One should ask yourself those questions sometime, that we ask some existential questions regarding ourselves. Where are we? On what path are we walking? We can't continue blindly into some destiny which we have no clue about. We have to keep a sober mind. It's what's needed. Sovereignty, or what I call it, sovereignty. Sometimes, as Noah, he planted a vineyard when he came back from the big waves. For him, the wine was important. And it seems to be important for those that are celebrating a wedding. Jesus made water to wine, so it seems to be an important toxicity. When I say it's hard to lit the candle, looking too much on myself, it's that kind of hardship that I'm standing permanently against a mirror that is only facing myself. That is not easy, my friend. Try it out. No one will survive that kind of tormenting, piercing truth to oneself. It's better, but I feel it's better to pierce myself to the wall than to pierce you. If that can be regarded as grace from my part, I'm better off. I'm better off judging myself than judging you. I'm better off. At least I stay sober. At least I can continue in a bewildered and confused and feel the depth of my void. I have no clue, my friend, yet I claim to be the false prophet here. Don't get me wrong. I do my best, but I can go so far. And drink my coffee. Let us turn on this Indian music a little bit. It's maybe it's that is modern. How did they come up with that kind of music? Well, I can't answer for the Indian version of that, but it seems to be okay. Sometimes you need to just let go. You need to let go, my friend. Sometimes it's much needed just to let go. Don't worry. Don't mess around. Don't mess around. It's easier to judge yourself. If you keep on judging others, you will become bitter. But if you judge yourself, maybe you will become fresh, sober-minded. After drinking, you have this hangover. That is typical of drinking. You have this hangover. I sometimes vomit, spew it all out. That's how gross I feel about myself. That's sobriety, my friend. It should be that kind of vomiting feeling, sick to yourself. How can I stand myself? How can people stand themselves? I must be sick already. Jesus sacrificed himself, became that grace for us. How can I get out of that kind of circle? That our rescue, we need that kind of rescue. That kind of vaccine. You see, I was reminded yesterday, I saw this movie, this series that is called The Last of Us. I can write it down so you can see. The Last of Us. Maybe we put it in white because it is white. There is this girl that was the only immune person that had developed immunity to the virus that was killing most of the people. A gross virus that killed everyone. And when they so-called turned, they could detect humans to attack wherever they were. That is a fairy tale, by the way, but the point I try to make with this movie is that a couple they rescued them. It was double-sided. A man and his boy. This girl was interacting with the boy in a good way, because he couldn't talk, couldn't hear, he couldn't talk. And he was bit by those turned virus-infected humans. And she smeared her blood, cut her finger here, and covered this boy's wound with her blood. That is, you see, if you don't know the true salvation of Jesus Christ, you may see me as a extreme now, but I am the false prophet anyway. So you have to go with me. Jesus gave his blood as the vaccination, because the blood contains the antidote for the sickness. So they could use her blood to save the whole world, to get rid of that virus. And it was mandatory for this man. It was not her father, but he was elected. He was chosen against his own will to rescue this girl in order to send her to the place that they made that kind of vaccine. I have to turn this off, because I get messages all over from everywhere. They want that kind of vaccine. They now heard me loud and clear, and it seems that my words is so profound that even before I broadcast it, it's all out. So the blood saves the sinner, the infected, the tormented, the psyche. You have to receive the blood, my friend. Receive the blood, the right. It is not my blood. I can, even if I did it myself, I killed myself, it wouldn't be that kind of antidote to my sin, to my sickness. It's only by cleaning the sacrifice of some animal that was done before in Christ. The animals had this cleansed blood, and you had to pick some specific animal in order to clean those wounds. The snake was one of them. Moshe put up some snake on a stick. And if you Jews deny what I'm talking about, that we don't sacrifice human, no, it's not about sacrificial of human. No one should sacrifice a human, not even themselves. Look what you are doing to unborn children, unborn babies. That is a big topic. One should never forget the abortion. They think that their blood is let me avoid it completely. It's tormenting what they are doing to the children. Who would want that? It's humankind, my friend. And to kill, to do this kind of abortion is not helping your advancement in life. How much do you value your own life before others? You should give your life in order to save life. You may mock me for this, you may slander me for this. But the value of life have been decreasing, all with the leftists, all with the secularists. They have no law that can contain, preserve the higher truth, the spiritual truth that is. You don't need to put a label on it. It's the honest and only truth. If you do to others what you don't want them to do to you, you are a sinner, my friend. You are the greatest sinner. Don't do to others that you don't want them to do to you. So here it goes. The blood, she smeared on the wound of this boy's leg didn't help. He also turned. He also became one of those evil. There's a deeper truth to that. Will we accept the evil to reign in us because we can't help ourselves? Or I think the mirror is a prerequisite. For us to sober up and turn around. Why am I talking like this? I don't know. But it is this toxicity of mind that you can't really help. How this is tormenting. It's better that it torment yourself, myself, than you judging others. Don't judge others so that you shouldn't be judged, because that is a hard judgment. You become bitter. You become you don't want the world to end up bitter. You want the world to be saved by grace. The same grace that you are met with, that you have been received with, should be the grace you wish others to receive. Let me write something down here. Saved by grace. Not this. Not this, Ole. But saved by grace in the blood of the sacrificial lamb. It was given to us by the lamb that was willing, like Isaac, when God told Abraham to slaughter his son. That was we all agree it was the worst case in the Bible. Looked from the human side at what God could ask of a man. But it holds this deep, profound truth that Abraham said, God in his way will pick out the sacrifice, the offer. God will pick it out. Because Isaac asked, here is the wood, there you have the knife, there you have the altar, but where is the offering? What did you do? Where do you put it? No, I think he understood. It was this question, who should be the right remedy? Who should have the right antidote? Maybe Isaac, for one second, began reflecting. Does he really mean me? I'm just serving as an example. I shouldn't be the one. I'm not here to be sacrificed in order for saving all the people. No. And you have to remember the promise. God can't break promises. He can give commandments that can be broken, but not promises. So the promise, the promise was kept in advance, higher than the commandment. And the promise came first, not the commandments. You should remind yourself of that. It's all the promises, it's all the gift that is given to you. Don't get it wrong. People put God in a very, very bad place. We put God in such a place that we don't want to have anything to do with him. It's the leftist cancel culture. Now they don't not only cancel the religious and God by belief, they think less of us, but they even want to cancel God. So, my friends, how can people live with themselves? Being a leftist, being a secular, how can they know for true fact the deepest truth to what right and wrong is? It's hard. That is a hard case to crack. Maybe we can crack it with some Indian music again. I don't know what is going on. That's a good one. Hallelujah, amen. So, my friends, there is antidote. There is salvation from yourself. I'm a man with lips that is not good. Listen, I am a false prophet, but I have to say it. I have to say it despite what I feel about myself. I'm a broken vessel. But someone needed to put. You see, when we look too much, when we have time, that's why people are working, as I started this video with, why people are working is to avoid such reflecting thoughts about ourselves. Where am I going? What am I doing here? Is there more to life than this? I think it is important thoughts. Take it, preserve it, and keep it. It's just self-reflecting. Do something about it. Don't avoid those thoughts. Those are important. Those are for you. It's hard. It makes life hard. And life should be hard. Not a joyride. Like Noah. He made his vineyard. Just in order to get some relief. And Shabbat. Why do we have wine on Shabbat? Is to get to be able sometimes to receive the blessing, the sweetness of wine. Life is sweet too. We have to look at the positive, the happy side, not only the bad, not only what comes from God. That is bad. It's also good. We have to receive the good stuff together with the hard, the easy together with the light. So let it shine into your heart. Don't be some kind of what you call them, that you can't relieve yourself, can't take a glass, can't do this, can't do that. It's all a religious act, what you are minding up. If it's sin to drink, if it's sin to have games, if it's sin to watch movies, if it's sin, whatever you do is sin. No one is saying that. No one is saying that. It is what departs you from yourself, that you forget to see yourself in the mirror. That is sin. Because we should always be awakened about ourselves. We should never forget to look into our brothers, sisters, friends, and so on, next of kin, or whatever he or she is, our children. We should never forget to look into them and see ourselves. How do I behave with them? It's so mind-blowing important. We should never forget the sensitivity that people have in order to meet them. And here I like to stab people's back. I like to win a debate. I want to mock them. I want to harass them. No, it should be decent. It should be as you want people to meet you. It's what's at stake here. So whatever you do that breaks that link, that sensitivity, can be the greatest sin. To forget that you have a brother, to forget that you have a sister, to forget you have friends and children, and so on. So may God bless you to keep that connection alive. Shalom, everybody.